Sean P. Diddy Combs is set to appear in a New York City courtroom in just about an hour from now for a pretrial hearing. Combs is facing new allegations, including threatening employees who did not help him carry out his alleged sex trafficking scheme that prosecutors say ran on for 2 decades. CBS News reporter and attorney Katrina Kaufman is covering today's hearing. Katrina, thank you for joining us. You're outside the New York City District Court. This new indictment adds no new charges, so why is Combs being asked to enter a plea today?
Well, there are no new charges. There are new allegations here, and that is what he will be pleading to. So, as you mentioned, there's allegations of forced labor, that he forced employees to work long hours, threatened them if they didn't help with his alleged sex trafficking scheme. The new indictment also has 2 new victims added. Originally, there was only 1 cited in the first indictment. Now there are 2 more women who they allege Combs coerced into sex acts. In addition, there is a kidnapping charge in New York, additional drug charges, and the prosecution has expanded the timeline of the racketeering conspiracy that they're accusing Combs of. Initially, it went back to 2008, and now it extends back to 2004, so they're broadening that window.
And Katrina, today's hearing is also expected to discuss jury selection. So I can imagine there's a lot of challenges that the prosecution and the defense are facing in seating a jury in such a high-profile case. I mean, everybody knows who this guy is.
Anytime you have a high-profile defendant like Sean Combs, the real concern here is jury bias, and that's a concern from both sides. In papers that were filed, the defense is already saying that they think there's been what they call an extraordinary amount of pretrial publicity that would prejudice people in favor of the government's case. So what we're expecting to hear a lot of talk about today is the jury selection process in this case. The defense wants to have 2 different groups of 300 people brought into the court, fill out extensive questionnaires, and then whittle people down based on that and bring the final selected people in for individual oral questioning. The government thinks that process is too cumbersome. They want this to be an oral process in court, or if they have a questionnaire, something just more logistical that will help narrow the pool. But we're already seeing in these filings how difficult the selection in a case like this is for a high-profile defendant like Sean Combs.
All right, Katrina Kaufman outside the New York District Court. We're going to check back in with you once that hearing gets underway. Thanks so much, Katrina.